time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to The Pet Show. Is your Pekingese acting a bit peculiar? Does your calico kitten have you catatonic? Are your Frenchies a little too flamboyant? If you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to learn how to understand your dogs and cats, well, almost as well as they understand you. If you're confused about their behavior or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do. Stay tuned because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Bring those furry little buddies with you, folks, because it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hello, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never, ever, ever a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you'd like to join me on the Evergrowing Pet Show family, if you want to find out why your dog or cat is behaving a certain way, maybe they're jumping, digging, scratching, not using a litter box, hate the new cat that came into the house, you can't take your dog for a walk because when he sees another dog, he goes absolutely nuts. You get the idea. If you have a question about your pet's behavior, or maybe if your pet had a thumb, he would dial and have a question about your behavior, great time to give me a call. And by the way, let me just remind everyone, if you're new to The Pet Show or a regular listener to The Pet Show, it makes no difference. I have the greatest sponsors in the world. I've been talking to you guys for 41 years, which simply means that everyone that calls into the show today and gets to talk to me live on the air, whether asking me a question, answering my question, telling me about an incredible dog or cat they rescued, or an issue they may be having, jumping, digging, whatever, everyone that calls into the show today will be getting an absolutely fabulous, fabulous gift. Not for you, but for that beautiful dog or cat looking up at you as I speak. And if you're new to the show, many of the items I give away on the show are worth $25, $35, $45, even $50. No biscuits on The Pet Show, just great stuff for your dogs and cats. Really healthy stuff for your dogs and cats as well. So if you have a question or a comment, great time to give me a call. The phone number here at The Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-KRLA. If you're more of a numbers person, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. And as I said, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions and lots of great stuff to give away. Again, that number, 866-870-5752. Well, here's what I have planned for today's show. And I say this every week. You know there's no possible way that I'm going to get through all the subjects I want to talk about. Some really interesting ones today, by the way, as well, because your questions, your comments, your stories are always my priority. So I will take your questions and comments first, then I'll share some of my great stories. But here's what I'd like to talk about today. You know, so many of my listeners, and I adore you guys, you know I do. So many of you have adopted or rescued dogs that might literally be suffering with either depression or anxiety. So what do you do? Who do you listen to? Well, if you listen to me, maybe the right thing to do for that dog or cat suffering with depression or anxiety is absolutely nothing. Nothing. I'll talk about that coming up a little bit later. And you know, something I rarely do here on The Pet Show is talk about something real personal, a private issue with me. But today, I felt a little different. So coming up, a personal stuff. You know, we often see changes. We do see a lot of changes in the way our pets behave. And we think, what's wrong with them? But it may be you. My personal story, and this is kind of personal, I'll share my story of how Molly and Willie, my rescues, reacted to the changes in my behavior due to my own medical issues. Great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Also coming up, does your dog or cat really need a bong? or to learn how to roll a joint. California could actually become the first state to actually allow veterinarians to prescribe cannabis for your dogs and cats. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. As always, plenty of time for all your questions and comments. Lots of great stuff to give away. So if your pet is chewing, jumping, maybe they're confused about the litter box, not housebroken, suffering with separation anxiety, maybe your rescue dog or cat is depressed, your dog's chasing anything, hates other dogs, cat scratched your favorite chair, and your dog literally believes that his entire purpose in life, excuse me, is to hump everything he sees, give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. The question of the day is, do your pets pick up on your mood changes? I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. It's a really, really interesting subject. You know, I've been dealing with animal behavior pretty much my entire life. And sometimes when you're close to something, you're not always as sharp with it. I am going through some medical things. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And my issues and the way I behave due to the medical treatments I'm going through affect Molly and Willie. So I have to really take a close look at that. And I really will go into a little bit more depth about that as well. But just a reminder, you know, once I get off the air here, because a lot of these subjects I may not get to will be posted. The minute I get off the air, will be posted on my YouTube page. And I did a really in-depth story about Molly and Willie and my own personal health issues. So you might want to check that out. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. As a matter of fact, we're broadcasting today. You can watch the show live. And I got a funny feeling that maybe in the second hour of the show, we're going to have a special guest, Alex. Did you know that? A special guest, Molly. My little Molly decided, you know, Warren, you're doing a show today. Maybe, just maybe, I'll make a cameo in the second hour. So Molly may be joining me a little bit later. Great time to give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. And again, you know, it's interesting, but because I'm able to give these things away, it's not that I'm giving away. I have the greatest sponsors in the world. Today's no different. As I said, many of the items were $35, $45, even $50. So it's a great time to give me a call if you have a question, a comment, want to share a story, or just brag about a new dog or cat that you rescued, or maybe something you rescued a while ago. And why do I always say that? I say that because every single time one of my listeners calls me and says, Warren, I rescued this dog, or I rescued this unadoptable cat, and they have an incredibly great story about it, it encourages other people to do exactly the same thing and maybe go out and adopt or rescue a dog or cat as well. So check it out, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, or give me a call right now. I got a couple of lines open, which is pretty rare by the mid-time of the show. So it's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752, or if you like letters, 866-870-KRLA. That is the phone number. It's an interesting question. Now, come on, guys. Do your dogs and cats pick up on the different moods that you go through on a regular basis? You know, we all have mood changes, and I'm going to talk about mine. I'm going to get a little personal. You know, some people say you can't talk about that, you shouldn't talk about it, but, you know, I'm going to, because I think that if it can happen to me, if I have to adjust my personality because how it's affecting my dogs, I think there's a lot of people out there, because I have a little background in understanding what animals think and talk about. So great time to give me a call. Plenty of time for your questions. I got hugs and kisses to give away on the show. That's my own vitamin mineral supplement treat, one for dogs, one for cats. I have the amazing Lucy pet food to give away, Arthrosuit Gold for your dog and cat's hips and joints. Those t-shirts that I cannot even keep in stock. They say none of my friends walk upright. So we have t-shirts to give away, Mushroom Max, copies of my best-selling books, either dog or cat. Both will be given away on today's show. And some amazing hemp seed oil products from my good friends over at Nature Vet, manufactured right here in Southern California. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. And again, the question of the day is, do your pets know the changes in your moods or your personalities? Can they pick up on when you're not feeling well, when you're anxious, when you're depressed? Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift, I promise. And by the way, we are broadcasting live today, where we're doing it again, and hopefully we can do it on a regular basis. If you want to see the face behind the mic, it won't scare you that much, I promise. Check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Subscribe to it. It doesn't cost you anything. As a matter of fact, you'll be able to rewatch the entire show today once I get off the air as well. So it's a great time to give me a call. Plenty of time to answer your questions. Lots of great stuff to give away, as I said. True. And, you know, it's interesting because, again, on a personal level, I will get to some phone calls. On a personal level, you know, I'm a veteran, an ex-volunteer firefighter, peace officer for the state of New York. And I consider myself not a tough guy, not a macho guy, but a guy who doesn't cry. But my medical condition is causing me to cry a lot. And I'm going to talk about that later and how it's affecting Molly and Willie. And Denise, I guess, as well. So it's a great time to call me, 866-870-5752. You know what? Let me take a quick phone call right now. Let me go to Susan in Long Beach. Hey, Susan, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren.
How you doing today?
My 14, 15-year-old pit bull, I had to put him down. And
recently, Susan?
It's right on your subject.
Susan, recently?
Pardon me?
Did you have to did he cross the Rainbow Bridge recently?
Yeah, I had to put him down last Sunday.
Oh, God, my heart goes out to you. I know how tough it can be, Susan.
You know, I've been depressed for a while too, and I think that affected my dog also, and affected his, I think, quality of life. And I feel so guilty of, I like giving up on him. I guess I've had him all of those years as a.
Why do you feel like you gave up on him?
I think I could have, gone to the emergency vet and.
Susan, how old? What was your dog's name?
Bliss.
And how old was? What a name! How old was Bliss?
He was 14, 15.
Okay, and how long did you have Bliss, and where did Bliss come from?
I had Bliss 13, 14 years. He came from the South Central Shelter off Exposition.
So, Susan, there's no guilt here. Susan, you gave Bliss the most incredible life any dog can want. Living in a home, living with someone that absolutely loves, adores, and respects you, giving you 14 years of an incredible life. You have nothing to feel guilty about whatsoever. And I'm sure if Bliss could have a conversation with you right now, he would say that thing. And, you know, this is going to really sound crazy, but sometimes it's really important to sit in a dark room and just have a conversation with your dog or cat that did cross. They hear you. I honestly believe in my heart that they hear you. Sometimes that'll make you feel better. But you have absolutely nothing to feel guilty about. You gave Bliss a life that he probably never would have had a shot at with anyone else. So nothing to feel guilty about at all, Susan.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. You know, on YouTube, you see these animal communicators and stuff, and they said that, you know, your animals, you could talk to your animals and they hear you and they come back to you in your dreams. Do you believe that, or have you had that experience?
Oh, God, you're going to get me in trouble. There are some in my life when I was studying in Europe, and, you know, I have a gypsy background, not gypsy, but my whole family is from Romania. I have spoken to and been involved with certain psychics that I honestly believe have an incredible, incredible power and ability to communicate. But on the other hand, there's an incredible amount of charlatans out there as well. I can give you examples, maybe someday I will, where I've been on TV shows. I remember doing The Tonight Show, and there was a pet psychic on with me, and a pet psychic in the green room before he went on was asking all kinds of questions about the dog that she was going to talk to, and the dog was an abused animal. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I didn't believe what she had to say. So there are some that are really good, and there are charlatans. So it's something I would really check out credential-wise carefully. But there are some people that get a lot of calmness when they work with a psychic that can actually help them out. Anyway, listen, don't feel guilty about anything. Do you have any other pets, Susan?
No, he was my only pet.
Okay, well, once you're done grieving, you give me a call back when you're ready to make a decision. If in fact you do want to adopt, I will help you out. But in the meantime, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm sending you a T-shirt that says "None of my friends walk upright." What a life she gave the dog. 14 years. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Quick break. We got Erwin. We got Maria. We got Hadass, I believe it is. Daniel and Peter. We get to all your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Important show today. We're talking about feelings in our relationship with our pets. A quick break, then right back at you. Listen, obviously, you hear my calls. You all How could there possibly a heaven if there's no dogs and cats up there? It can't be heaven. I don't want to go there if there's no pets. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. Lots of great stuff to give away. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I'm going to get right back to the phone calls. There was a big story in Southern California this week about a California animal shelter located in Thousand Oaks, I believe, where the owner requires people that support gun control and not be an NRA member to adopt a pet. In other words, if you want to adopt a pet, you cannot be a member of the NRA or a supporter of legal gun rights. I think maybe she changed a little bit, but anyway, she's turning away adoptees who don't stand for gun restrictions from Shelter Hope Pets. So before I comment on this, I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you guys have an opinion on whether or not this was a good idea or a bad idea? Again, a California animal shelter owner requires people that don't support gun control, in her opinion, and maybe members of the NRA not to adopt a pet. So here's the bottom line. Let me just give you one little tip on that. According to this smiling face that you may be looking on YouTube right now, I would not be able to adopt a dog or a cat from that location. I'm a gun owner. I've been a gun owner my entire life. I'm a veteran. Of course I own guns. I love to go to the range. I love to shoot. But I cannot adopt a pet because of that. What do you think? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA. Why are politics coming into this in the first place? I don't know. 866-870-5752. 866-870-KRLA. That is the phone number. Let's go to Maria. I believe this is more of a vet call, but let me see if I can take it. Hey, Maria. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi.
How you doing?
I've been sick in bed for 3 days, and I have rescued a dog. I think it's food poisoning, and my best friend's son split up with his wife and asked me to watch the dog, Delilah.
Okay.
And I slipped and fell in love with her. And so on Mother's Day, he told me that I can go ahead and keep her. What a gift. What a gift. So I've been sick for 3 days and just throwing up and bedridden, right? And she's been right here by my side this whole time. And what I'm calling to ask you is she taking care of me?
Oh, she absolutely. Why would we not think that animals have paternal, maternal instincts just because they're a different species? There are times in my life where I've been ill, and my dogs or my cats or whatever, my pigs at one time or another, would not leave me alone. They knew there was something wrong, and it was their goal to comfort me. So absolutely, this dog knows now that it hit the jackpot when it moved in with you, Maria, and therefore the fact that you're not feeling well, the dog is trying to comfort you, no doubt whatsoever in my mind.
Thank you so much.
What's the dog's name? Oh, Maria, what's the dog's name?
Delilah.
And how old is Delilah? How old?
She just turned 5 in April.
Ah, good. And why did the friend not want her anymore?
He was bouncing around house to house and couldn't be a good dog parent, and he was wise enough to think that through.
Well, no, I can sit here and say, shame on him, but no, he found a good home for the dog, probably a better home than he was originally in, and so God bless you for taking care of him, Maria. And you said he was how old now?
Delilah's 5.
Okay, good. So give Delilah a big hug and a kiss from me. Keep me posted. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you for Delilah. I am going to send you, what do I want to send you? You did a great job. I want to send you some of my own, the most expensive. I'm going to send you my own hugs and kisses, vitamin, mineral supplements for Delilah, and I so appreciate that phone call. Now you guys know why I've been on the air with you for 41 years. I have the most incredible listeners, every age category, all over the country, all over Canada. You guys absolutely amaze me every single week. That's why I continue doing this show. Phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. The question of the day is, does your pet pick up on your mood changes? It's not easy for me. I'm going to cry a little bit. I'm going to share my story about how I'm the guy. When people want advice about pets, this is the guy that I've been coming to for 41 years. No one else was doing what I do 41 years ago. But even I missed something with Molly and Willie, and I'll explain that a little bit later coming up. But also, let me just remind you, We're broadcasting live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. You can watch me do the show. Molly, I think, may make an appearance the next hour. But also, once I get off the air, subjects that I didn't get to, in fact, talking about my own personal feelings about what happened in terms of my medical and how it affected Molly and Willie, there'll be an extensive video about that on my YouTube page, as well as anything else I missed as soon as I get off the air. So sign on to my YouTube page and subscribe. Again, there's all kinds of great stuff there. We'll have a lot of fun even during the week. So it's youtube.com/my name, Warren Eckstein, youtube.com, Warren Eckstein. Let me do this. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we have Hadass, we have Daniel, we got Peter, we got Sylvia, we got Anna. But right now, I want to talk to you about hemp seed oil. You know, I've been recommending hemp seed. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. One of the advantages I used to love when I was driving back to Arizona every week or so was seeing the Roadrunners on the road. And I got to tell you, they are amazing, amazing to watch. Hey, the phones are jam-packed. I'm going to get to all your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Again, hopefully we'll be doing this every week. You can watch me broadcast the show at youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Subscribe. Lots of great stuff there during the week as well. Now, this I just picked up yesterday. The bill has already passed the Assembly. If the Senate gives the green light, California could become the first U.S. state to formally allow veterinarians to prescribe CBD and cannabis to pet guardians. Sponsored by Assemblyman Ash Kara, would allow veterinarians to recommend the use of cannabis on an animal patient for potential therapeutic effects or health supplementation purposes. I think with the right veterinarian trained in the use of cannabis, I think it's a great idea. I've seen cannabis make major differences in people's life. What do you think about that? Should or should it not be legalized as long as it's being prescribed by a veteran? They even say you'll be able to eventually get it at local licensed dispensaries as well. Want to give me a call about that? Feel free. Let me go. Where are we going here? We are going to... Let's go to Oxnard and Daniel. Hey, Daniel and Oxnard. Welcome to the Pet Show, Daniel.
Yes, hi Warren. I just got 2 rescue kitties. They're kittens. They're 6 weeks old, and I want to know how long do I leave them on the kitten food?
You can, in about another week or so, actually, you can start adding a little kitten food right now.
Okay, add the adult food.
Yeah. Oh, you're on the kitten dry food.
Well, I give them Fancy Feast wet food, and I got them on the kitten the dry.
Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to start. The dry food's fine, the canned food's fine. I want to get them on a different food now. They're young. I want to make sure they stay as healthy as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you some of the Lucy pet food for your cats.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, and just mix it. How did you get these cats, by the way, Daniel?
Okay, my doctor, I moved into my new apartment, and I wanted to get 2 kittens, and so my doctor had a friend there were 4 kittens, so I adopted 2 males.
Well, bless you for doing that. You're going to get them neutered, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. First, I got a low-cost veterinarian that they're going to, yeah, of course.
All right.
But they told me I have to wait until the 1st of August.
Oh, so whatever you got to do, they're inside. I'm assuming they're inside with you. I want you to,
Yeah. No, I'm on the 2nd story apartment. They don't go outside.
Keep them inside. Make the inside interesting. I'm going to send you some Lucy.
I do that. And I got friends that bring stuff over. We rearrange the stuff.
Super. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you some Lucy pet food for your cat. I'd love to see you go to my website or go to Amazon.com and pick up a book. I can't send you both. My cat book, bestseller, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. It's available at Amazon, thepetshow.com. That will guide you a little bit right now. But you can start mixing some of that Lucy pet food. And you know what? You're going to have the healthiest kittens around. Phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. Come on, guys. Am I the only one? I'm going to talk about a real personal issue. Have your dogs or cats noticed if you're going through a divorce or you're ill or going through major medical? Have your dogs or cats picked up on changes in your mood or changes in your personality? Give me a call. Let me know. The phone number, 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. That is the way to get through. You know what? Let me go to, we got some great calls coming in. The phones are jammed. Let's go. You know what? Let me go here first. Let me go to Sylvia in Lomita. Hey, Sylvia, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, Sylvia. What can I do for you?
I just think it's so ridiculous and really sad that this woman that has this adoption center would even bring politics in and the Second Amendment and use that against people that want to adopt, considering how many animals are put down, thousands in these shelters. It's ridiculous.
You know, it's interesting because I was doing a remote broadcast a few months ago in I don't know where I was. I was West Hills. I was somewhere. Anyway, the woman who was there, her name is Kathy, and I talked to her, and you can tell in her heart, she's been doing this for years. She's actually an animal lover, but I just don't understand this. I mean, there are so many animals that need homes, and whether or not you're a Second Amendment person, like I am, with some controls.
Yes, like
So in other words, I don't understand what that has to do with whether or not I'm allowed to have a dog or a cat. Would you rather see the dog or cat stay in a cage, not have a good home, or would you rather see the dog or cat have a good home? And if the guardian happens to be a member of the NRA or a supporter of the Second Amendment, what does that have to do with anything? That's my question.
It doesn't have anything to do with anything. It would be like
Exactly.
saying, "Oh, if you eat meat, you're not allowed to adopt one of my dogs." That's about the same thing. It doesn't make any sense.
And so I'm surprised. I was a little shocked when I heard this because I did get to meet her, and she did seem really, really amazed in terms of the way she treated animals. And she was actually having an adoption event when I was broadcasting. But when I saw this, it really, really hit me hard. I am a firm believer that if you take the training, if you educate yourself and know what you're doing, and you have and you have no mental issues, and you've been checked out, you've done everything legally, why having a gun or being for the Second Amendment should have any effect on whether or not you adopt a dog or cat drives me crazy.
I agree.
Anyway, what kind of pets do you have, Sylvia?
I have a 9-year-old Chai Pin.
Like me.
Yes.
Well, first, I have two of them. I have Molly and Willie. I adopted Molly and Willie from a high kill shelter, and I when they adopted them, they told me they were Chihuahuas, and I got there and said, "Hey, these ain't Chihuahuas, man." So the Chai Pins, for those people who don't know, is a combination of a Chihuahua and a Min Pin, or a miniature pincher. So Chai Pins, or God, what's the other word? Chai Pins, Minchies. That's the other way. A lot of people call them Minchies. Minchies or Chai Pins. Great dogs. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm putting you on hold, and I am going to send you for your Chai Pin Minchies. I am going to send you. You know what I'm going to send you? I'm going to send you some hemp seed joint health to keep those joints in good shape, made by my friends at Nature Vet. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. God, just thinking about it, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can tell the story about how my personal health has affected Molly and Willie. I'll tell it in the short form. The long form will be on YouTube. I promise you that. Let me go to Peter in Newport Beach. Hey, Peter, Newport Beach. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, Warren.
How you doing?
Congratulations on your show and 42 years. And just quickly on the subject of the gun lady. I guess she can do, we're still in a free country, so she can do whatever she wants to do, but it's very, very sad.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. She has the legality. She has the legality to do it. Listen, Facebook kicked me off. Yeah. The worst thing I ever did on Facebook was adopt a dog with 3 legs and 1 ear. That's the worst thing I ever did. But yet I'm not on Facebook, so I know exactly where that stuff goes. But you're absolutely right. She has the right. It's her right to make that choice. I just don't understand why you would not want to find a good home for a dog or cat. I just don't get it.
It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter.
No, you're right.
But it does to her, I guess. So there you are. Anyway, I have a little guy by the name of Milo who's 1 year old. 1 year old, and he's a great little cat. He was found with 2 of his siblings at 4 weeks in somebody's backyard. Mother was nowhere around, and we adopted him, and he's wonderful, but he's a little feisty, and every once in a while he'll bite you. And I'm wondering, why he does that. He's very loving at times, and then all of a sudden he'll get in a little
Tell me when the bite occurs and where the bite occurs. When does the bite take place generally?
When?
Yeah, like, are you petting him at that point?
Yes, initially, but not so much now. It was originally just a plaything. You know, we were told to keep hands away from pets, so don't let them play with your hands. But
why would anyone tell you not to? Why would anyone tell you not to let your cat play with your hands so we realize what your hands are? If you don't give the cat the opportunity to understand what your hands are, then of course he's going to check them out, and cats use their mouth to check things as well. So the reason I brought that up, does he ever bite you when you're not touching him? Just walk over to you and bite you?
No.
Okay, so here's what's happening, and I want you to take this the right way. I honestly believe, Peter, that you're overstimulated.
Excuse me.
Okay.
He does that to my girlfriend. He doesn't do it to me.
What are they doing when he bites them?
Nothing. They're sitting there.
Okay, and he comes up.
I think what he's going at is the sweater or the long sleeve woolly thing, whatever he's going at. but he ends up biting.
Well, that's very possible. What often happens when a dog is on top of someone, a cat is on top of someone, either playing with them or you're petting them, very often we're overstimulating the cat. And when a cat gets overstimulated, there's two things that can happen. Number one is they all of a sudden they say, you know what, I'm not feeling so secure right now, and a bite may take place. Or the other thing is, is it a male cat or a female? Peter, male or female? Did I lose Peter?
He's a male.
Oh, okay. So very often when you're stroking or petting a male cat, they get overly stimulated sexually, and they will bite at that point as well. Probably the best thing that you can do at this point is cats will generally give you some indication beforehand. The pupils will dilate, the ears go back, the tail may swat, is leave the cat wanting. Just walk away from the cat. Don't correct the cat, just walk away, because the more you try to correct the cat, you're actually reinforcing. This is an easy problem to resolve, but you need to be consistent. So I don't know how many girlfriends you have, Peter, but all of your girlfriends have to react the same way to get the response that we want. He's not biting to be aggressive. He's either biting because he's anxious at that point, something triggered something at that point, or you're overstimulating. Let me do this. Let me send you a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. There's a whole chapter in there and lots of different chapters on building up confidence and self-esteem, which also will help alleviate some of this aggressive behavior. How's that sound?
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
And
Appreciate it.
Peter, and call me back. I loved your comments on the adoption. Give me a call back. Let me know how you're doing. We can go a lot further. I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up, and a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want will be on its way. A lot of people just assume when a cat shows assertive behavior, they're being aggressive. Very often, it's a matter of feeling a little bit insecure. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. Let me take a quick break, then we'll get back to Anna, Xavier, Hadass, Kamala, Peter. We'll get to all your calls right after this. Lots of great stuff to give away, but right now, Ah, the doggy do blues. Hey, we are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. If you want to watch live, check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Every once in a while I get an interesting email or text from one of my listeners from somewhere around the world, Guam, God only knows. And this one was specific. They told me they have a chubby, a chubby beagle. And when they want to take the beagle for a walk, the dog makes believe it's sleeping. It fakes them out. Their dog fakes them out, pretends to sleep so it doesn't have to go out for the walk. Don't tell me how smart our dogs are. Incredible. Get them up. Make them walk anyway. Let me get back to the busy phone lines right now. We are going to Hadass in Los Angeles. Hey, Hadass. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. What's up?
So I have a 3-year-old Chihuahua. His name is Dino, like the dinosaur. And he does, and ever since I fixed him, he was about 10 months old when I fixed him, he doesn't pee outside at all or poop.
How old is he now?
He's 3 years old.
And how long ago did you have him spayed or neutered?
He was neutered since he was about 10 months old.
And so it's been how long since he peed or pooed outside? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Well, he never pooped outside, but he peed, just before he was fixed.
All right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get some of his urine. Where does he pee now? In the house?
No, on a wee-wee pad.
Okay, take one of the wee-wee...
Outside in the balcony.
All right, but you want him to go in the backyard, right?
I want him to go out when I take him for a walk.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Take some pads that he's already peed on. I want you to cut them up into like small pieces. Take those pads, those dirty pads, put them around where you're either going to walk the dog or your yard, cover them with maybe a ½ inch of dirt. Now when you take the dog outside, he's going in the same spot, but now he's picking up that same scent where he's going on your balcony in your yard. So spread some of those dirty pads around your yard. That will encourage him to go. Now also, take some of his poop and take that poop and get in the backyard or wherever you walk him, put it again under a ½ inch of dirt. Don't give him the opportunity to go into the house. Pick a day you're off, Sunday, Monday, whatever. Watch him with a hawk eye. This way, take him outside, exercise him a little bit, and only give him the opportunity to hang out in the area where you buried the urine-soaked pads as well as some of his poop. And I guarantee you, after he goes out there once or twice, he will start going on a regular basis.
Okay, what I tried to do is I tried to take his wee-wee pad with a pee, put it outside, and he was still not poop.
He's too smart. He's too smart for you. He sees you taking it outside. He has to find it by himself, not right then. So you can put it outside 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes before you take him outside so he's not aware, but all of a sudden he's outdoor, and now he starts smelling his own urine, which will encourage him to go. Also, a little bit more exercise before you walk him. I think you'll be absolutely fine.
One more thing. I take him to a dog sitter once a week, and sometimes I leave him there from about 10 o'clock until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4:30. And it's rare that he pees there. Like and he pees there maybe once or twice.
Your dog is so, this is very common. Your dog is so conditioned to pee in one specific spot that he would rather hold himself. I've seen dogs hold either their urine or their stool to the point where they got actually sick because they did not feel comfortable going anywhere but their own place. That's why I'm telling you, spread the stuff outside so he realizes that his scent is in a lot of different places, not just one.
Okay. I tried taking him straight out of bed. We went for like an hour and a half walk.
You could walk. Listen, you live in LA. You could walk. You could walk him to Temecula, and it's not going to make any difference. We got to get him comfortable getting his own scent outside. That's where the difference comes into play.
Okay.
I'm going to put you on.
As I said, he peed before.
Well, that was once. Let's get him peeing on a regular basis. Okay, I got to put you on hold and move on. So I'm going to send you for your dog. You know what? I'm going to send you a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. Whole chapter in there on housebreaking. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. I promise we'll get to all of you. I love this. I meditate to this. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Listen, the phones are jam-packed. I don't want to rush anyone. We're going to break for the top of the hour for a minute or two in just a couple of minutes. So Anna, Xavier, Heather, Franco, Robert, you'll be my first calls, and I promise you I got great gifts to give you as well. And also a great time to call me is when I go to break, 866-870-KRLA. But I want to share this with you because so many of my listeners, if you listen on a regular basis, both here and my international show, have adopted or rescued dogs. And very often people say, well, you know what? As soon as the dog comes home, you got to do this. As soon as the dog comes home, you got to do that. Natural instincts help your dog heal. Natural instincts which help them with the healing process. So it's best we allow them to reconnect with their natural instincts. For example, when you first get the dog, let him dig a little bit. Let him chew a little bit. Let him sniff a little bit. Let him roll in the grass a little bit. Giving him no rules at the beginning will help them adjust. And some steps to prevent depression as well. Spend more time with them. So what I'm bringing up here is when people bring a dog home from a shelter, we don't know what that dog's been through. Maybe he was yelled at for having a place to dig. Maybe he was yelled at for rolling in the grass. Maybe he was yelled at for other things. So give him an opportunity just to once again enjoy instinctive dog behavior. And after a week or two or three, you can start readjusting him and start teaching him what he should or shouldn't do. But it's really, really imperative. And I mean this, and I hope other people out there, I hope some trainers and behaviorists are listening as well, because sometimes they rush right into training the dog. Give the dog the opportunity to adjust. Some adjust in a couple of days, some may take a week, some may take a month, but let them just be dogs. Let them dig. Let them go out in the backyard and roll around. It's okay. And then I promise you, once they kind of start feeling more comfortable and adapting to your family, their adjustment will be a whole lot easier. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. A real quick break, then right back to all of your phone calls. I'm Warren Eckstein, and yes, you are listening to The Pet Show. welcome back to the second hour of the Pet Show. You caught me, guys, having a moment with Molly. This is Molly. Molly wanted to make an appearance. Molly was wanting, Willie's upstairs. He doesn't want to come down. He's sleeping. He's hanging out. He's watching cartoons. But Molly said, let me make an appearance. This is Molly, first time on YouTube, making her YouTube debut. What an amazing dog Molly is. She was so shy when I first adopted her. However, Molly now is really accepting. But the reason I have Molly with me today is simply because of this. In a little while, I'm going to be talking about how my own challenges affected Molly and Willie. And as a behaviorist, I should know better. But we're going to talk about that. But anyway, this is my little Molly girl. Come on, what's cuter than Molly? Who is cuter than that? Maybe next time Willie will want to make an appearance as well. You want to go back, brother? Okay, right. So that was Molly. Molly is a ham. Molly loves the way thing. Willie, on the other hand, you got to pay him to get on the air. Anyway, glad to be back with you. Second hour of the Pet Show. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. Broadcasting live on YouTube.com/myname, YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein, ECKSTEIN, YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. You know what? Let me do this. The phones are jamming. I got Anna, Xavier, Heather, Franco, and Robert. But I don't want to run out of time. I want to talk about this for a little bit, and then I'll get right back to your phone calls. But let me just remind everyone, this is going to be a really short version, and if you go to my YouTube channel, I really shared and poured out my entire emotions to you in terms of, well, what I'm going to talk about now. And here we go. You all know that over 3 years ago, Denise and I adopted Molly and Willie from a high-kill shelter. They were amazing, and they adjusted so well. But something happened. I noticed some changes in the way they reacted to me. I'm the pet guy, but I noticed some changes in the way Molly and Willie reacted to me. So I put on my animal behavior hat and figured out what was the problem. And the problem was me. And here's why. You all know I suffer with rheumatoid arthritis and kind of being in a lot of pain all the time, but that has nothing to do with it. Had another medical issue that cropped up a year or so ago. And for the last 18 months, I've been on hormone treatment. And I have a whole new respect for any woman that has either gone or is going to go through menopause. The hormone treatment is absolutely one of the most incredible things I've ever been through. It changed my personality. It changed my moods. As I said, I'm a veteran. I've been through wars. I've been through, as a peace officer. Not a crier. I never cried. I'm just not a crier. Yet I could be sitting here talking to you right now, and all of a sudden, tears would be running down my eyes. Ask me why, I can't tell you. My entire personality, my emotions, depression, anxiety, stress, was all on me. It's very difficult to self-diagnose. But I noticed because of Molly and Willie, their behavior towards me, their concern about me, made me make some changes. But I got to tell you, the hormone therapy that I've been on changed me. I feel sorry not only for Molly and Willie, I feel sorry for Denise at the same time. Literally, I'm a pretty easy, mellow-going guy. Come on, I'm the pet guy. But I got to tell you, in the last 18 months, sometimes I don't even know who Warren is. I scare myself. Luckily, I just had my last hormone shot on Monday, and it's going to take another 6 months, 8 months, whatever, till I may start feeling better. But I want you to understand that. And the reason I brought this up specifically is because it breaks my heart to see changes in my own pet's behavior that originally I said, well, what's wrong? And it turns out to be me. So sometimes you got to look in the mirror. I went into a lot more detail on this, and I think it would be beneficial for everyone to watch it. So as soon as I get off the air, it will be posted on my YouTube channel. And it's simply youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. But I got to tell you, I got tears in my eyes right now. It made me cry because something that was affecting me was affecting my pets. And you know how much I love them. You know how much you love your guys. So sometimes if you notice changes in terms of the way your dog or cat is reacting to you, it may not be their changes causing that. It may be yours. Other people won't tell you that. I'm willing to stand here and admit it. These treatments I was going made me a jerk. My reactions were not the normal reactions that Warren had. Anyway, Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. And if you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, I'll go into a lot more detail with you. If you have similar situations, I'd love to hear from you. Give me a call, 866-870-KRLA. Yeah, I'm telling you, a whole new respect for any woman that has to go through what I went through with hormone therapy and what I'm going through. Night sweats, personality changes, a different person, an entirely different person. Anyway, hopefully you don't have to go through that. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm going to take you guys right in order. We have Anna, we have Xavier, we have Franco, we got Robert, we got Heather. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Plenty of time for your calls. Still got lots of great stuff to give away. But right now, let me get to the phones. Let me go to Anna in Sunland. Hey, Anna, welcome to the Pet Show.
Thank you. So I watch crime shows and home invasions. You know, they come in, they will kill your pets. I mean, I'm gonna defend myself and my animals. I'm sorry, with the gun. So this lady, it's ridiculous, ignorant, and I hope everybody complains and she stops. You know.
Well, here's the thing that's so confusing to me. Because she has such a strong background in rescue for years and years and years and years, why would anyone want to prevent a dog or a cat from finding a good home? So is she saying that anyone who supports the Second Amendment or anyone that is entirely against the right to bear arms, they should never be allowed to have a dog or cat? She won't adopt a dog or cat?
I don't want to go deeper, but you never know who's paying somebody. But I want to say one more thing quickly. Sure. You know, the crime, people stealing doggies off cars. Stop leaving doggies alone in the cars. People stealing them off the street. You know, Lady Gaga, they shot the guy. I mean, they steal pets. You have to be able to protect them and yourself.
Listen, I will protect any member of my family. I don't care whether they walk upright or they don't walk upright. What a lovely comment. What a lovely... What kind of pets do you have, Anna?
Well, I have cats now, and I was going to say I had hybrid wolves since '88, and they would dig 5 feet long tunnels. And, you know, of course you have to be able to have the area, you know, the dirt for them to do that. But yeah, you got to let them dig.
Well, listen, you give those cats a big hug and a kiss. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you some kitty lickies for your cats, and I appreciate that phone call. Anyone else want to respond to that? I'm not coming down against her. I'm coming down against her decision. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. God, we're going to go to Xavier, I believe in Pacoima. Hi, Xavier. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir, Mr. Warren. How are you?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Yeah, my question is, I called you a while back, but the thing is, it was like really hectic. I couldn't really figure out what you were saying. But anyway, my question is that I have a 2-year-old, he just turned 2, Frenchie, bulldog. And, you know, he's very hyperactive and all that. But the thing is that, you know, he goes poop in the house. I mean, I take him out at least. My wife takes him out. I take him out so he can avoid that about 3 or 4 times a day. So once we take him out, he's totally distracted. He's very nosy. I mean, every little tiny noise that he hears from afar.
Xavier, how is taking him out teaching him not to go inside?
How's taking him out teaching him not to go inside?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess what I figured is the more you take him out, the you know, he would have to go.
But how is that letting him know that what he's doing in the house is not right?
Oh gosh, well I guess you're right.
Oh, shame on Xavier. Shame on Xavier.
Well, see, the thing is, when I take him out, I mean, then he does go, and then when I come back in the house, like say about 20 minutes later, boom, he's pooping in the house. I mean, my God.
Well, so know.
Like, that's one thing that's totally frustrating, and on top of that is when he just totally distracted. I mean, I'm waiting for him, and then nothing happens. I mean, like, you know, I have to go to work in the morning, you know.
Well, listen, I understand you have to go to work, but how would you like someone standing at your bathroom door and say, listen, hurry up, let's get this done. I got to go to work. Okay, here's what I'm going to recommend that you do. You stimulate the dog before you...
Exactly what you said right now. That's exactly what went in my mind. Well, actually, this morning, I mean, it's like somebody saying, let's go, come on. And you're like, you know, anyway, you're right.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to give him a lot of exercise in the house just before taking him out. That's really important. The other thing I'd like you to do is when you can, take him out when there's the least amount of distraction out there, either a little bit in the evening or maybe early in the morning. Not for the rest of your life, but just for now. So he gets so comfortable realizing outside is where he has to go. Now, is he having accidents in the house? Where are they taking place?
Yes.
Where are they? Where's he going?
Oh, and the entrance of the house and in the bedroom. It's like that's where he goes most of the time. Those two places.
Does he sleep in? Does he sleep in the bedroom?
Yeah, actually, and my wife noticed. I mean, I didn't notice it, but he sleeps with me in the bed, and she says he pees in bed too.
All right, so in other words, what we have right now is we have a dog that's probably totally unhousebroken based on not the dog's problem, but yours, Xavier. So here's what I want you to do. Yeah. Either start exercising the dog more just before taking him out in the areas where he's having accidents in the house. Here's what you need to do. And follow this, okay? Because it works. I want you to start spending more time with him, specifically in the areas where he's had accidents in the house. I want you to clean it up with a good, solid stain and odor remover made for pets. I want you to spend more time there, put his toys there, put some of his treats there. The more time you spend with him in a specific area, the less apt he is to go. And again, to get him to go outside is exercising before he goes. And if he doesn't eliminate outside, don't bring him inside, or bring him inside, but don't take your eyes off of him until you take him back outside again. The more he goes outside consistently, you'll have the problem will be resolved. There is not a dog, and I hate to sound egotistical, but I'm going to. There's not a dog I cannot housebreak in 12 to 14 days unless there's a medical reason. So sometimes people try a little bit too hard, and they get the dog really confused. Be consistent, and you'll be absolutely fine.
Okay. Well, the thing is, my French, he's not a dog. I mean, I'm not kidding you. My God, he's exactly same personality as a child. I mean, it amazes us because he acts like a child.
All you Frenchy people need a little help, but not from this therapist. I live in Santa Monica. If you want to see Frenchy heaven, walk on Montana Avenue in any Sunday morning in Santa Monica, and it's Frenchy fanatics. Anyway, here's what I want you to do. They're incredibly bright dogs. So I want you to start educating him. I want you to start socializing him more. I want you to challenge his mind a little bit more, get him outside the way I suggested, and you'll be absolutely fine, I promise.
Oh, great. Thank you, Mr. Eckstein.
Now, I'm not Mr. Eckstein. Just call me. Just call me Warren. I see that you called last week. Did I send you something?
No. Actually, that was last week that we kept missing the call, and
Okay, so hey, no, don't go anywhere. I'm putting you on hold. I'm going to send you a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. If your Frenchie's so smart, have him read it to you. 866-870 the phone number. We got Heather, we got Kamala, we got Franco, we got Robert, we got Susan. You guys are making me work today. Let me take a quick break, then right back to your phone calls. Once again, I know you love your dogs. I know you love your cats. Back on the Pet Show. Hey, I heard a great song for the show yesterday, Alex. We'll have to get it. It's called Hound Dog, sung by Fabian. Alex, do you know who Fabian is? Fabian was kind of like the, who can I compare Fabian to? I don't know. Anyway, he was a very big star, and there you go. Anyway, listen up. You know, and let me just chat about this for a second or so. For years, I served as a peace officer in the state of New York for the League for Animal Protection. And part of what I did, it was voluntary, but I had to wear a uniform, carry a gun, and go out and investigate animal abuse. In many of the cases I involved were dog fighting scenarios. And there's nothing more disgusting than people that are involved in dog fighting. Greensboro, Louisiana. A man convicted for his role in dogfighting ring that spanned 4 different states. 4 different states has been sentenced to a little over a year in jail. 14 months and 2 years of probation. And God knows how many hundreds and hundreds of dogs this guy abused and killed. Can you imagine the mentality? Sorry, Michael Vick, but I still think you should be in jail. The mentality of people that can take these dogs, watch the pain they go through. Unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. They're not human, but there you go. Should have got life. 14 months. Nonsense. All right, let me get back to the busy phone lines here. We got a call from Iowa coming in from Franco. Hey, Franco, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, Warren, how are you?
I could not be better. What's up? Oh, there's Franco with his 18-wheeler. Go ahead.
I'm calling about the cannabis.
Yeah.
I think, is it Suzette, the call screener?
The lovely Suzette, thank you.
Yes, thank you. I think she might have thought I was against it. Recreational smoker back in the 1900s. Got into shooting sports, and I'm a company driver, so it's not, good to be a smoker in either of those situations. But back in 2008, the gal I was dating was a smoker, and her rat terrier, Banksy, coolest little dog I've ever known, got into probably a quarter ounce, and she called me, and I raced over there, and he was just a mess. Just an absolute mess. So unless they're going to have these, metered doses, or if it's really scientific.
Well, Franco, it's an absolutely great point that you're bringing up. Okay, and it's a big problem now with more and more states legalizing cannabis or pot. It's around more, and the veterinarians that I speak to on a regular basis are seeing more and more dogs and cats that have ingested cannabis. But that's not what I'm talking about. The cannabis I'm talking about is cannabis that's actually prescribed by your veterinarian, not necessarily cannabis with THC, just the CBD or hemp seed oil perhaps. So it has to be prescribed by a licensed veterinarian, and then you have to go to a licensed dispensary. I'm sure you don't have them in Iowa, but we do have them here in California. So it's something that they're trying to get through. I honestly believe, and I've known and have seen it work for people and others using CBD and cannabis to alleviate a lot of pain and help with certain problems. So I'm pro it. I think it needs a little bit more research, but you're absolutely right. If you want to smoke it, if you want to, whatever you want to do with it. And here's the big problem. More and more people stopped smoking cannabis and started using edibles. And edibles can be left on a counter, dropped on the floor. Imagine making pot-laced brownies. Now your dog gets into the pot-laced brownies, and the THC affects him, and the theobromine from the brownies, from the chocolate affects him. Deadly. So, listen to your vet. When your vet says it's okay to use it, that's when I would recommend it. Until then, I would keep whatever you want to do for yourself. I would keep it locked away from your pets and your kids. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Hey, Franco, what's the weather like in Iowa today?
It is 86 degrees and mostly sunny.
God, it's hotter in Iowa than it is in beautiful Southern California.
Well, I'm in Minnesota. I just went through Mankato, Minnesota, if you know.
Yeah, listen. All right, Franco, I'm moving on, but let me tell you, I'm starting to get the idea that you're on the lam. Every time I speak to you, you're in a different state. Let me take another phone call right now. We're going to go to, great call from Heather. Hey, Heather, Los Angeles, welcome to the Pet Show.
I also agree with that lady as far as the woman who is I can't think of the rescuer. I'm against guns, but everybody should be able to rescue an animal. That's horrible. So I've had my Chihuahua mini pin for about 9 years.
So no, let me just stop you for a second. So you think if someone is a legal gun owner, they should be allowed to adopt a dog or cat?
Absolutely.
Okay, well that's not what she was saying. What she was saying was...
shoot, I misunderstood.
No, what she was saying that if you even consider being a member of the NRA, if you support gun rights or don't go against gun rights, you shouldn't be able to adopt a dog or cat. That's what kind of made me a little skeptical. But anyway, your opinion on guns, there you go. Anyway, so what's your question for me?
So I've had Lola for 9 years, and she's never been a cuddler. She's had separation anxiety. We've moved about 5 different times. I work all day, so she's got a lot of issues, and she was very abused. But my sister just got a puppy, and the puppy is a cuddler, and now I'm trying to cuddle with Lola, and I don't know. She's always so nervous. And you said in a show a couple weeks ago, where's your animal's favorite place to be scratched? I scratched every part of her body, and there was nothing that relaxed her.
Where does she sleep? Where does she sleep?
Either in her little bed or my bed.
What I want you to do, I want you to start sleeping in her bed.
Oh.
No, not the entire night, but I've said that sometimes, and people have done it. And they were sleeping in the dog's bed, and the dog took over their bed, and the dog was happy as a lark. But anyway, here's where I'm headed. What I want her to do is during the day, if you have a half hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, the more time you spend in her bed, the more comfortable she's going to be with you. Your scent will now be in her bed right alongside her scent. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Don't force it at this point. Let her come to you gradually. Just lie there in the prone position. Little by little, she will come. And not every dog is a cuddler, because she might have been abused. You know, even my 2 guys, Molly and Willie. Molly, who I just had on the air with me, is the biggest cuddler in the world. My little guy, Willie, I would just love to get my hands on the people that had him before I adopt him. Willie was so abused. They cut his ears. They cut his tail. No anesthesia. They beat him. They smacked him. Willie loves me, but Willie, when he's cuddling, and it's 3 years now, he loves Denise. So he was obviously abused by men. So he'll cuddle with Denise and go under her arm and blah, blah, blah. With me now, he's getting to the point where I get under the covers with me and hangs out. But again, the bottom line is that it took him some time. So that's what I want you to do is don't force it. Little by little, he will come around. I promise you. And you might want to try, and this sounds a little crazy, and you know, one of the things I did years ago is, if people know me, I'm not a reader. I don't think I've read anything with a hard cover in 20 years. If it's not a soft cover, I'm not reading it. But sometimes it really does pay just to lie in the bed or sit on his bed, even if he's not there on top of you, and just read. Not directly to him, just read. Let him hear your voice, not necessarily focused on him. Again, the comfort level will go up and he'll be there. Hey, listen, do you have a copy of my book?
I do.
Read it.
I'm reading it. Okay.
Read it. Anyway, don't go in there. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you you know what I'm going to send you? I'm going to send you a T-shirt that says, "None of my friends walk upright." Yeah, I see the time, Alex. I know I got to go to a commercial break. 866-870 KRLA. I promise when we come back, Kamala, you'll be next. And then after Kamala, we got, who's up here? I'm going to go through we got Susan, we got Robert, we got everybody. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. Just a reminder again. I'm telling you, I'm going to be sharing information. There's hundreds of videos already there because they kicked me off Facebook for a while now. They're saying maybe. Anyway, you can go to my YouTube page. I share a lot of stuff there during the week. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Subscribe. You'll have a lot of fun there. In fact, that story I just talked about in terms of my own hormone therapy and the changes in my personality, I did a much longer version available at youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. You know what? Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll get back to all of your phone calls. Listen, if you listen to The Pet Show, you know, I know by And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call, 866-870-KRLA. Alex, the whole screen just changed, Alex. Did you see it? Now I see me. Go back to the other way. I don't like seeing myself. We are broadcasting on YouTube. If you want to join my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. And a lot of the stuff that I didn't get to on today's show, like does your dog or cat need a bong? All of that will be, as soon as I get off the air here, we posted on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Let me get back to the phone lines here. So many great calls. Let's go to, let's go, you know what? Let's go to Susan, calling all the way from New York first. Hey, Susan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Where are you calling from in New York?
Pardon?
Where are you calling from in New York?
Oh, I'm from Mamaroneck.
Oh, Mamaroneck.
Yes.
Westchester County. Yeah.
Yeah, you know where that is, right?
Of course I know. You know how much training. When I was doing training, when I first starting out, Westchester County was my home away from home.
Oh, I love it here. Today it feels like fall.
A little cool there today.
Yes, but that's okay.
That's cool. Anyway, what can I do to help you out today?
Well, my cat, Shotzi, I've had him for about 2 years. He is a nervous Nelly. You were talking last week about dogs, so nervous. My cat is a nervous Nelly. He'll be asleep on my bed. He sleeps with me in my bed, which I love. But if he hears a noise outside, he lifts his head up, and I have to calm him down. If I pet him and he's sleeping, he lifts his head up and he starts shaking, and I try to calm him down. I try singing to him.
Hey, listen, Susan. You know, let me hear you sing a couple of notes, and I'll tell you whether you're making the cat crazy or not.
Oh no.
Yeah, let me just talk to you for a second about this.
Yes.
And people just they understand. A lot of people understand dogs so much better than they understand cats. You know, just like people who can be sensitive to different sounds. Every single cat will react to sounds differently. But cats also have a much more sensitive hearing than we do. Cats can hear what we hear at around 20,000 hertz, but they top us by hearing sounds as high as 65,000 hertz. So the truth is we don't know exactly what they hear over and above the sounds that we actually hear. So very often, you know, when we don't hear something or we don't hear something that scares us, the fact that they're hearing it in so much deeper and so much more sensitive can react to them. So what you're doing, what I would recommend that you do, number one, is you're doing exactly. Don't overly calm her down, because by overly calming her down, reassure her, but don't overly do it. Reassure him, but by overly doing it, what you're doing is actually creating a situation where you're giving him a cue to be fearful about something. So, you know, calm him down. Yeah, because in other words, it's like too much, you know, something must be wrong. Look what she's doing to me. So a nice pat on the head. Don't worry about it. It's a little noise. We'll be fine. Talk to him a little bit, then walk away. Let him follow you, and you'll be absolutely fine.
Oh, okay. Great.
So, Susan, do you have a copy of my cat book?
I had one, but I gave it away. Well, I'm blind. I can't read it.
You know, I think the cat book, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the cat book either came out in an audio, but I don't know if it did. Anyway, I can't help you with that right now. But what I'll do is I'll put you on hold, and for your cat, you know what? I'm going to send you some kitty lickies. When he gets a little anxious, give him some kitty lickies, and I'm sure that will help calm him down as well. All right, who's up next here? We are going to... Who's been holding on? I want to see who's been holding on. Oh, we're going to go to Kamala in Los Angeles. Hey, Kamala. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Thank you.
How can I help you?
I was calling. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. What's up?
Okay, I'm calling about my 2.5-year-old cat. I adopted her in 2020 when we went into lockdown. And she was 8 months old that time. Now it's about 2.5-year-old. And she's very nice. She's very friendly and very talkative. But for last 2 days, she is not talking. She is very low energy. And she just keeps hiding in places where we cannot find her. So don't know what is going on with her.
Yeah, there's something. I do know there's something going on. Whenever you have a cat, whose personality has changed that drastically and is starting to hide. You know, cats are silent sufferers. So when a cat isn't feeling well, either emotionally or behaviorally or physiologically, one of the first things you're going to notice is their behavior changes and they're going to be hiding more. Now, this has only been going on for 2 days. Let me ask you the big question. Is your cat eating?
Is she eat?
Is she eating right now?
No, actually, she's not eating. That's the whole thing.
So
we
the thing
leave
is,
water for her.
Yeah, so the thing is right now, what you need to do is either have a conference call or you need to get to the vet. Let's figure out. It might be something physical. It could be a blockage. Could be any number of things that's causing the cat to feel uncomfortable. So don't let it go on. Call your vet, see if he wants you to bring the cat in or may diagnose it via a video call or over the phone. But you need to do something. You need to get that taken care of right away. The fact that the cat is running and hiding may be something different. Anything change in your household? Anybody move in, move out, new furniture, anything change like that?
Not at this time, but about a month ago, she did the same thing, but she came out. But she was not hiding, but she didn't like to be with us. But that changed after a couple weeks.
Yeah, unless there's something else going on within the family that I don't know about. But the fact that she's not eating, I would definitely recommend at this point a quick trip to the vet.
Okay. Even though she's using the litter box, she did poop a little.
Oh, yeah, but what's she going to poop if she's not eating?
No, she did poop. She
no, but what I'm saying, if she stopped eating, there's not going to be any more poop. So we got to make sure she's healthy. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses supplements for cats. Most cats eat it right out of your hand. If not, just sprinkle it semi-moist. Just break it up and put it over their food. It will help with digestion, help with a lot of different things. But most importantly, I do recommend at this point you take a quick trip to the vet and have it checked out. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. By the way, the Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats are now, as I said, I'm so excited, a choice at Amazon. If your dog or cat is not on them, not just because they're mine, not just because my face is on the label, I developed them. They've been around for a long, long time. So if you want the healthiest dog or cat, I sound like a commercial, but I want your pets to be as healthy as they can. Check out the Hugs and Kisses supplements. They're available at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, thepetshow.com. And a lot of my listeners want to call, they want someone to talk to. Call my office. We'll call you back. 800-430 and the word hugs. 1-800-430 and the word hugs. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go to Robert in Eagle Rock. And then we have, we have Robert in Thousand Oaks. We have Rick. We have Kathleen. We'll get to all your calls. Lots of great stuff still to give away. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. A little doggy salsa here on the Pet Show. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. You know, dogs have what's called a multimodal mental image. What does that mean? When a dog's play with a toy, even just briefly, they pay attention to it, different features, and register the information using multiple senses. Not just their eyes, not just their nose, not just their ears. Every sense is used. That's why they know so much and remember things as well as they do. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm going to get to some more calls right now. Grab a pen and paper. You all know by now I do my national, Canadian, international show right after this at 1 o'clock. I'll give you that phone number in case you're driving around or doing something you can't call right now. Same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts. My California callers will be the first ones in. If they start calling at 1 o'clock, I'll give you that number in just a little bit. But right now, let me go to Eagle Rock and Robert. Hey, Robert, welcome to the Pet Show.
Real quick, I'll get to the gun question. You know, I had owned guns for like 40 years. At the beginning, I was like people who were scared of them and didn't like them. But, you know, now it's fine. You know, I don't like hunting, but I like shooting. But so I think it's very bad to punish the dogs for somebody's sport or whatever their thing is, because it's not going to affect the dog. And there's so many dogs get killed. But anyway, so that's my opinion on that.
I appreciate that.
What I have are two little dogs that I rehomed in November after my other Chihuahua passed away. And they were neutered a few days ago, but they ripped off their collars. And I was wondering what else I could do for the sutures.
Did you have a hard collar or a soft collar on them?
No, it was a hard collar, those plastic cones.
Okay, well, you know, yeah, those Elizabethan collars. They do have collars on the market that are soft collars. Dogs are much more able to...
I have the dogs, I have their sisters, and they're about 6 years old. And they're like, I think Chihuahua plus weenie, because they're long.
Weenies, yeah,
so
okay.
They can reach down past, you know, even those soft collars. I looked those up on the web. And a lot of people say that the dogs can go around the collars.
Yeah, that maybe not. But anyway, there are products on the market. There are bitter sprays you can use on the market. But let me suggest something real important to you. Whatever you decide to use, whatever are the bitter sprays that you decide to use, and they even have ointments that your vet can recommend you can buy over the counter, you want to make sure there's no alcohol in it. Very often, a lot of those bitter sprays, like the bitter apples and the bitter limes and the bitter lime, all of those contain alcohol. And people would spray that to stop a dog from licking a saw, and it would sting the heck out of the dog because of the alcohol. There are certain products. Now, I'm not sure if they still make bitter yuck, but you might want to check out naturevet.com. I believe they still do. It's a product called Bitter Yuck. They made it specifically for pets that are, you know, having sutures or are licking on something, so there's no alcohol in it. It's called Bitter Yuck. You might want to check it out with NatureVet. I'm not real positive if they still manufacture it, but I believe they do, so you might want to run that by your vet as well. If the Elizabethan collars are not working for you, then I guess the only other option you're going to have at this point is to use one of the bitter deterrents and just watch them carefully.
Yeah, I think I might have some bitter yuck from years ago.
Oh, yeah. Just put it around the edges.
Look at it and see what it is. But they don't lick. They're like couch potatoes all the time until we go walking. So they're good on that, but I can never tell what they're licking. And one of the questions I have is one of the dogs was, when I got them both, they, you know, were fine. They adapted to me instantly, crawled under the blankets and everything. But one of them likes to lick on the other dog's ears. Like, she just sits there letting the dog lick her ears. And she hasn't done that recently. I think I cured her of it or...
Well, no, listen, one of my dogs does exactly the same thing. My little Willie will lick Molly's ears constantly. Part of that is when a dog licks, it's a way very often of calming themselves down. So when a dog is very excited, they'll lick what's closer to them. And in my case, because they were so abused, Molly and Willie are so bonded that Willie will lick Molly's ear if he wants to calm himself down. Or if Willie's a little anxious and we're outside in the yard and something catches him, he'll start licking me. So licking is a sign, a calming sign for dogs as well. So that's something you need to understand. However, in your case, I would definitely try the bitter yuck, run it by the vet, and see if that doesn't help you out. But I'm so glad you had them neutered.
Oh, yeah. Actually, the animal service came and knocked on my door and I heard them barking, so they wrote me up. So that's why I had to, you know, because I was postponing it.
Well, now hats off to animal services making you get them done. I'm trying to think what I want to send you. How old are they?
They're 6 years old.
You know what? I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you, for your dogs, I'm going to send you some hemp seed calming oil, help with their digestion and everything else on its way to you, and I appreciate that phone call. Let me take a quick break. We come back. We have Kathleen, Rick, and Robert. We'll try to get to your calls, but I want you guys to write this number down just in case I run out of time. What a shock. I usually do. And you can start calling this number right at 1 o'clock. Now, be patient. This number goes to Radio America in Washington, D.C. Armed Forces Radio goes all over the country. But you could be the first ones because the show starts at 5 minutes after 1. And if you start calling at 101, 102, you'll be in before the rest of the country comes into it. So write this number down. Start calling at 1 o'clock. It's also toll-free, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. I'm Warren Eckstein, and yes, you are listening to The Pet Show. And we are back on The Pet Show. Again, the number for the network show, if you want to call, starting at 1-877-725-8255. Let me take a special call right now from a colleague here, my friend Rick, who hosts the Boating Hour, which airs right here on KRLA at 4 p.m. This afternoon. Hey, Rick, welcome to The Pet Show.
Hey, thanks for the plug. You know, I've been listening to you with my best friend and my first mate, my kitty cat, for 14 years. And you've taught me so much. So I want to thank you because I think I've been a pretty good dad to this wonderful kitty. I rescued the mama kitty in the boatyard and gave all the kitties away. And you said something once a long time ago that don't just give away you know, kittens willy-nilly. So what I did is I had a package, and everybody had to pay me $20 for the little kitties. This is 14 years ago. And everybody paid $20, but I gave them like $30 or $40 worth of stuff in each one of the packages. But I want you two things. I want you to help me get over the loss of my kitty and refer me to. I want to donate some money to a kitty rescue and then look for another kitty. But I'm so devastated, and I want to warn that other caller. My kitty cat was perfectly healthy, meowing, running around, playful, and then he slowed down, stopped eating, of course, wasn't pooping, and it took me about a week to get into a vet. He was riddled with cancer, had kidney problems, and they couldn't save him.
Rick, I'm gonna run out of time, but I want you to do this, okay? I want you to go to the website, and I want you to check out a section on my website. Type in where there's a like a question mark, a search. Type in the Ever After section. There's literally articles, and not only by me, but there are stories written by hundreds of my listeners over the years dealing with this. And part of it, what you have to remember is that saying goodbye is never easy. But when you said goodbye to your best friend, you knew that cat lived the best life it could possibly have. So the cat living that best life, crossing the Rainbow Bridge, and I've lost so many cats and dogs over the years, what you have to remember is you remember some of the sad times, but don't focus on that. Rick, focus on the good times. Focus on the fun times. Focus on the time she did this or that was a little crazy. That will help you get through it also. I also want to send you a copy of the cat book. And, you know, Alex can give you my number. You can call me during the week. So let me do this. Let me put you on hold, Rick. I'm going to send you a copy of the cat book, but I want you to, Alex, if you can give Rick my my office number if he has any questions, he can give me a call during the week and I'll try to guide him over the loss of his cat. And I do a lot of, you know, years ago, that's what I did, a lot of bereavement counseling for people that lost their pets. So I will help him out. Then hopefully one day, Rick will take me for a little cruise. You know, in my entire life, I've never lived more than 1.5 miles from the ocean. I just realized that other than my time in the military, I lived on Long Island. Now I live in Santa Monica. The ocean is a very special place for me. Anyway, a couple of things. Number one, I'm going to urge you again, go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm off Facebook. I'm posting everything at YouTube, so check it out. It's real simple. YouTube doesn't cost anything. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. Until next week, again, that number 877-725-8255 for the network show. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein, and thank you for listening to The Pet Show.